Greetings, everybody. It's a wonderful sunny day here. It's Thursday, the 16th of October, 2025. I trust you are well and you are coping with what is on your plate today. Very recently, there was news, an announcement of a peace deal in the Middle East between Trump and some other countries concerning the Palestinian problem. We all know, for instance, that terrible things have been happening to the Palestinians in Gaza, and it's been a continuous struggle and a war going on there. And recently we heard about the deal to release those hostages that the Palestinians held, and there's a peace deal that's been brokered by President Donald Trump, and the Palestinian leaders as well as Israel. In the announcement, the first announcement, it was between Trump, Egypt, President, and Qatar, as well as Turkey. And then we were wondering, or I was wondering, then where are the nations? Because in this situation, there is a big possibility that biblical prophecy has been fulfilled at this event. I just want to alert you to the fact that there's a scripture in the book of Daniel, specifically Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, that refers to a peace deal, etc. So perhaps I should read it for you at some point here, so that you can understand what I'm actually trying to get at. There's this peace deal that the scripture has been prophesying hundreds of years ago through Daniel, who was in exile in Babylon, and he was given visions by God of the very far future. And in there, in Daniel 9, there's reference to a peace deal that it's referred, he will sign a covenant with the many. With the many doesn't list all the countries involved, but we know, for instance, that we believers that are aware of this Bible prophecy, that the many would be all the countries that are interested in a peace there in the Middle East, because it's been going on for very long. In fact, at the signing, President Trump even says something like this, that this has come along for the first time after 3,000 years, he says, and he's signing the document there. So I don't say that it's the fulfillment of prophecy at this stage, but I'm suspecting that it is. Yeah, that's why I say it's a big possibility that this is a prophecy that's been fulfilled. And interesting enough, in the book of Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, there's the saying that goes like this: when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come on them as a woman in birth pains. And it fits this situation very well, because everybody is now being enamored by the idea that at long last there is peace in this terrible struggle and destruction that's taking place there in Gaza. So, but it's interestingly enough, this President Trump is touted to receive the Nobel Peace Prize, or he's been nominated for it. But interesting enough, he's created a force in America called ICE, and they are going forcefully and with violence, capturing all the illegal immigrants, allegedly illegal immigrants, and deporting them with force. And he's using the U.S. Army, for instance, now to be deployed in certain cities to so-called bring order, law and order, above the heads of the police force there. And one of the cities that's putting a strong resistance to this deployment is the city of Chicago, where there's a lot of resistance to this idea, but they forcefully, the U.S. government is forcefully going ahead with the deployment of the U.S. Army. Now you look at, for instance, what's happening in America. There's great inflation, and there's a loss of jobs. There's food prices is going over the top. People are struggling. People are complaining. The ordinary U.S. citizen, and there's a huge spike in homelessness. If you look at your social media, you'll see those sites that talk about tent cities in cities like Los Angeles, Boston, Chicago, New York, for instance. And there's even YouTube videos that shows that there's thousands of people who actually are homeless and they are sleeping in their cars. You know, they're sleeping in their cars, going to gyms for a shower, um, and that kind of thing. So, interestingly, these things are happening on a fast scale now. We fast going to the end of it all, referred to also in the book of Revelations. I did mention to you before that Revelations 13 verse 16 talks about the mark of the beast. And my previous video, I talked about the digital ID, and I'm giving you a heads up on this one. Those people who are not aware of this trend, that the digital ID is going to spread throughout, and it's actually a precursor and a preparation for the mark of the beast, which is this situation in Revelations 13 verse 16. I'll read it for you quickly. I've got the Bible here. Just to conclude with this, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you buy and sell, that is the end game. That is the objective of all of this control. The cameras and the digital IDs, etc. It's all about control. Satan, the Antichrist, also wants to get to a point where they can rule the world through this type of control. So I want to leave you with this idea, and just I didn't read Daniel 9 verse 27. I want to keep these videos short. I would urge you to go and have a look at that scripture, read the whole of Daniel 9, but focus very much on Daniel 9 verse 27, so that you can just see, is this true, that this biblical prophecy is being fulfilled in October 2025. Have a great day further.